Well, as I said before, it's another weekend in April, which means it's Supanova Gold Coast time. 14 years, 15, maybe 16 years of coming to these conventions, being looked after by the awesome team of staff and volunteers. I'm thrilled to be back once again, and today I'm going to be joined by Stalwart superstar guest, Lincoln Lewis from Home and Away, Neighbours, so much more on the other side of this. So Lincoln, welcome back to Supanova. You're a regular guest here, first time appearance on Trekzone. We've kind of come down the signing table queue a little bit to the Aussie actors. This is incredible, and you're back again.
Yeah, I was stoked to be sporting a Guernsey for this, so thank you very much. Because it's like, you know, when you got people like Tamira Morrison, you got Toddy Lassance, you got, I mean, over there you got Emily and Karen, which I've been like fangirling out like nothing else. So when you got some amazing people like that, it's just kind of like I'm just watching you guys do your thing. So now that you're having a chat with me, I'm like, I get to join the group of that alum. Okay, done. Yeah, but this is wicked because Supanova is like one of my favorite times of the whole year, is because like you see the turnout, like with all the costumes that everyone's been making, and just the overall vibe. Because what I honestly think is like, anywhere else you go, whether it's like a sporting event or whether it's a catch-up, whatever it may be, there's always maybe like a sour grape or a bad apple that doesn't want to be there. But when it comes to this, everyone wants to be here. The vibe is always high, everyone's always supportive of each other, and just absolutely frothing to be here. So yeah, I love being here.
Now you say you're fangirling, you guys would all eventually end up in a green room somewhere. Yeah. How are you coping? What are your coping mechanisms?
It's the duck on the pond kind of, you know, metaphor, right? So it's like on top, I'm like, how you going? Oh, such a pleasure to meet you. But inside, I'm like, this is so good. So it was like that when I met Jason Momoa. It's like that I met this crew. I'm just gonna say it's a duck on a pond. Seriously, I try and keep my cool. And this whole time we've been having dinners, we've been all hanging out, we've been going for swims, and the whole time I was like, they're just the coolest crew. But yeah, I mean, it's also one of those things to go, it's a pinch yourself kind of moment, because there's people you admire and idolize and watch, and then you just go, we're just establishing a really cool connection and a good friendship. That's all thanks to being here.
Yeah. And that's the best part about these gold wristbands that I've been getting for 14 years now at Supanova.
Which I don't have. Look at it. Like, no matter what, I'm waiting for mine. So anyone at Supanova, just, you know, let's speed this process up.
And this is the greatest thing about Supanova, biggest pop culture expo in the country. Of course, we have Oz Comic Con as well, but Supanova is the biggest, and just the people that come out. I think that's what I'm constantly amazed by, that they just constantly fill these convention halls around Australia.
Yeah, 100%. You're absolutely right. Like, the turnout never drops at all. You know, I mean, it sucked like for everyone with COVID, and it had to put a stop to everything. But then as soon as everything was, you know, settled down, everyone was just coming back in massive numbers. And you're absolutely right. Like, it is the biggest convention, and you see why. Because, you know, when you see all the effort, if you know, you see people that you admire, you see like the people that are coming for their favorite artists, their gamers, their YouTubers, the novelists, I'll go to pop culture, you know, because I absolutely love buying all, I've got 4 lightsabers at home, I've got a full Jedi outfit, all that kind of stuff, but then you buy all the figurines. Pop loves, thank you. See, right now.
It just appears.
See, it just like appears like that. So you go straight over Sons of Obi-Wan. So right now, so what it is, right, is what I'm saying is my first ever Supanova that I came here as a guest. I was lucky enough to come and do a little bit with the Sons of Obi-Wan. And so, yeah, I got to do a little thing. And my nephew has actually done something with the guys as well. So, and I was like watching him just in his element, and he's sitting there and he loves his Star Wars. And the guys are so great with, you know, with the little kids, anyone who jumps in, and they're all doing like these lightsaber sort of technique kind of things. And you just see their eyes light up, and they walk away with just this wave of confidence, just how happy they are to have done that. So it's just one of the things that makes Supanova what it is. And, you know, like I just said before, everyone is stoked to be here, and you can see why, because it's just such a community-based day.
It absolutely is. Now, for you, from when the war began to Home and Away to Neighbours, so much classic Aussie stuff in there. Who are people here to see? Well, Lincoln Lewis, but the character, of course.
Out of my jobs, do you mean?
Yeah.
The thing I get the most is definitely Tomorrow When the War Began and Home and Away, because I think they were the most mainstream projects. Home and Away is, you know, it's a juggernaut in itself in Australia's longest running soap, but actually could be on par with Neighbours because they stopped. I don't know. Anyway. It and Neighbours, which I've done both, so I'm okay with that. But then Tomorrow When the War Began was, I studied that as curriculum in high school, and then when I got to do the film, there's people that have come up to me going, dude, I studied your movie. And I'm like, I studied that book. And it's just like, I still have these moments where I'm like, did I actually get to do that? Because I got to read that book in school, and I was never the most academic student, but that was something I just could not put down. Like before bed, I would not, the only time I stopped reading was when I was falling asleep. Wake up, read a chapter before school. And I never did that with anything else. And then, flash forward years later, I get to do the film, and then people coming and talking about the film and what they loved about it and how they admired what it compared to the book and all that kind of stuff. So again, Tomorrow in the War Began, Home and Away, and then I get some little fun ones like Underbelly, Bates, House Husbands, and then I get a few fellas talking about Danger Close as well, whether they have been ex-servicemen or they have family who have served in our forces and stuff like that, and they say that with Danger Close, just how good of a story it was, talking about the history of the Battle of Long Tan. So yeah, it's there's a range of it, but I think with the more mainstream projects, it's the Home and Away and Tomorrow When the War Began days, which mind you, Toddy and I did together, and we had those blonde frosted tips, so we might have to bring those back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Now, let's talk current projects. Anything in the burner at the moment for you?
Yeah, so on top of doing the presenting side with Getaway, I'm shooting a guest role on a show that Leighton Meester, who is Blair in Gossip Girl, she's doing here on the Gold Coast at the moment called Good Cop, Bad Cop.
Yes.
And I've got a couple of episodes on that with her. And we're just waiting to hear back on a couple of films at the moment. So there's one we're in talks through, and two I'm waiting to hear back on. So fingers crossed. Also, I've got a film coming out soon called He Loves Me Not that I did with Rhiannon Fish last year on Gari. So shot for an entire month on Fraser Island, Gari, and it was a rom-com. And it's my first ever male. So Rhiannon's the female lead. I got the male lead, and shooting a romantic comedy on an island in Queensland for an entire month was a dream come true. So I'm not sure when that's going to get released, but that's we got our premiere in a couple of weeks, and so just it's good to feel busy again, because this industry, just has its ups and downs. And Toddy and I have had these talks over the years where him doing with NCIS Sydney now, and it's just like that for him. And we've had these days where we go, is there a future for us in this industry, and should we throw in the towel? And that's the way everyone in this industry has these days. And now we get to say that we've got some projects. Look, I'm just stoked with my lightsaber.
I love it.
And so now we get to say that we've got projects in the pipeline. Toddy's about to go shoot season 2, and getting that momentum back is really amazing. And then getting to come here, talk about it with people like yourself is it's still, what it is. I still look at my 19-year-old self when I got my first ever, like when I got Home and Away, to go, I get to talk about this stuff. Like, really? I at the time, I remember I was working retail, and I was lifeguarding and doing little promotional things on the side, and then just wanting to be an actor. And now I get to say that I am an actor, and I get to sort of come to these conventions that I was coming to anyway. Yeah. And now I get to be a guest at it. We get to talk about these things. I'm just like, it's very surreal. So it's good to be here.
Now, the one last thing that I wanted to touch on, research tells me that you were a guest judge on Australia's Next Top Model. Is there any sort of appearance like that, like, say, F-Boy Island or something like that coming up?
Oh, what are you...
No? Just trying to throw it out there.
So,
I'm sure there are girls that would appreciate that.
There's been a couple of those shows I've been asked to join. A couple of those formatted shows that I've been asked to go on. At this current time, I don't know if I would do it. Maybe if there was the full Monty. No, I'm joking.
What about I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
There has been that call a couple of times. So, which at the time, whether it's filming schedules or just I wasn't too sure, to go on that is a bit of a nerve-wracking thing. So there was one show that I thought maybe I would consider giving a go to, and that would be SAS. Because it would be like as mentally challenging as it would be physical. Yep. So maybe that would be something cool to go on to. It's just that format where you want to be able to overcome certain things, but not just for the sake of trying to maybe embarrass yourself on TV. You know what I mean? Like if they're like, when you see things like Survivor, Dancing with the Stars, SAS, stuff like that, it's like there's actual sort of strategy involved, and you really have to overcome a lot of things, as well as the people I've spoken to, they're like, no dude, they don't feed you. Like everything that you have to do is on telly, and that's what it is. It's that hard, and so I'm like, all right, cool. It's testing you. I would love to do something like that. And my sister, who's the athlete of our family, she's like, get me on SAS. I want to get on that show. So I'm like, all right, maybe we could do a brother-sister duo. It'd be cool.
Yeah,
So we'll
nice.
see how we go. But yeah.
So you probably won't do F-Boy Island because you have some sort of moral compass.
You know what? I think I need to do a few more sit-ups before I get on a show like that. So
You and me both.
At the moment, it's just that.
I love it, Lincoln. Really appreciate your time. Going to let you get back to. I was going to say let you get back to the fans.
But
You're in between sessions at the moment.
Playing with my lightsaber, so it's mine now. Sorry, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
guys. Phew.